Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we try to find out if these companies are actually growing or just playing peekaboo with their numbers. Today we're diving into Lindsay Corporation's latest filing, and let's just say there might be a few surprises waiting for us in the cornfields. And hey, before we dig in, if you love getting the real story behind these corporate documents, make sure you are subscribed. Also, we've got a fantastic community over on Discord, and you can find the link in the description below, so come join the conversation. So what we have here is a standard 8K filing, which is basically a heads up about important events that happen between their bigger reports. For Lindsay Corporation, this report is all about announcing their first quarter results for the fiscal year 2026. That means we're looking at how they did up until the 30th of November of last year. The main reason for this filing is to share their financial performance for that first quarter. They've put out a press release announcing these numbers, and they're also providing the slides from their investor call. Think of these as the company saying, here is how we did, and here is how we're explaining it to the folks who invest in us. Now, when we look at these financial reports, especially something like an earnings press release, we are really looking for the story behind the numbers. It is easy to get lost in just lists of figures. But what we want to uncover is what those figures actually mean for Lindsay Corporation. Are they planting seeds for future growth, or are they facing a drought? These slide presentations are often a goldmine for understanding how management sees their own performance. They'll highlight the wins and try to put a positive spin on any challenges. Our job at Corporate Decoder is to cut through that spin and see if the numbers truly support their narrative. We're going to focus on the key financial takeaways from this first quarter report. We're seeing the company announce their results for the period ending the 30th of November 2025. This is crucial because it gives us a snapshot of their business health early in their fiscal year. We want to understand if they're starting strong or if there are already signs of trouble. The real strength of these reports lies in comparing them to previous periods to spot trends. If their revenue is up, is it because they're selling more or just charging more? If their profits are down, why is that happening? Are costs rising or is demand softening? Unfortunately, this particular filing is an 8K, which is more about announcing events and results rather than providing deeply detailed financial tables like you'd find in a quarterly 10Q or an annual 10K. It directs us to the press release and presentation for the actual numbers. So while we can't dissect a big table right here, the crucial information is being referenced. The core of this report is that Lindsay shared their first quarter 2026 financial results. This is the moment of truth for investors to see how the company is performing. To truly understand Lindsay Corporation, we need to consider what they do. They are a big player in irrigation and infrastructure. Think about farming, water management, and things that help big projects get done. So their performance is often tied to agricultural cycles, government spending on infrastructure, and global water issues. When farmers are doing well and have plenty of water, Lindsay likely does well. When there are droughts or economic downturns, it can hit them hard. We're looking for clear indicators of growth or decline. Are they expanding their reach, introducing new products, or facing increased competition? The press release and presentation would typically cover things like revenue, net income, earnings per S-hair, and maybe some segment-specific performance. For example, how are their irrigation systems selling compared to their road construction equipment? The numbers shared on the 8th of January are the first chapter of their fiscal year 2026 story. Now let's think about what a strong first quarter would look like. It would likely involve healthy revenue growth, perhaps exceeding expectations. Profit margins would be stable or improving, meaning they are managing their costs effectively. They might also talk about new orders or a strong backlog, which suggests future revenue. On the flip side, a weak quarter could mean declining sales, increasing costs that eat into profits, or a softening demand for their products and services. This 8K is essentially pointing us to where the detailed financial story is. It acts as a signpost to the press release and the presentation. What we're really interested in is the narrative woven from those numbers. Is Lindsay projecting confidence and a clear path forward, or are they sounding cautious due to external factors like weather patterns or economic uncertainty? When we analyze a company like Lindsay, it is not just about the current numbers. We also need to consider the big picture. Are they leaders in their field? How are their competitors doing? Are there any major shifts in technology or regulation that could impact them? For instance, advancements in precision agriculture could be a huge opportunity for their irrigation business, or new environmental regulations could create demand for their infrastructure solutions. Ultimately, this filing tells us that Lindsay Corporation has communicated its Q1 2026 financial results. The actual meat of the analysis will be in the exhibits they've provided. We need to look at those documents to see if their disclosed performance signals a healthy and growing company, or if there are underlying issues that warrant caution. It is about interpreting the signals they're sending to the market. Now, looking at these results more broadly, Lindsay Corporation operates in sectors that are vital but also cyclical. Their dependence on agriculture means that weather is a massive factor. A good harvest season can drive strong demand for their irrigation products, while a poor one can lead to belt tightening by farmers. Similarly, their infrastructure business is often tied to government spending and large-scale projects, which can be unpredictable. A notable risk is their exposure to international markets. While this can offer growth opportunities, it also exposes them to currency fluctuations and geopolitical instability. On the other hand, opportunities lie in the increasing global focus on water conservation and efficient resource management, areas where Lindsay's irrigation technology is highly relevant. The critical takeaway from this 8K is not just the act of filing, but what the accompanying press release and presentation reveal about Lindsay's performance in the first quarter of fiscal year 2026. We need to see if their reported numbers align with a positive business outlook, or if there are clear signs of headwinds that could impact their future. Alright, that is our quick decode of this Lindsay Corporation 8K. Based on what we know about their business, the key for them is navigating the cycles of agriculture and infrastructure spending effectively while adapting to growing global needs for resource management. We'll be keeping a close eye on their deeper financial reports to see if they are truly planting seeds for consistent future growth or if they are facing some rough patches. What is your take on Lindsay's position in the market? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this breakdown helpful, please give this video a like and subscribe for more corporate deep dives. And don't forget to join our Discord community. The link is in the description. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.